There's an ongoing association with alcohol. I'm basically retired RAF officer, but it all got too much for me. The pressure of managing a family, managing a big, massive career as a squadron leader in charge of a big squadron, and it's been quite lonely thing. And so alcohol slowly just got back into my life too much. It's only been talking with Paula that I realised how much it was actually taking over my life and making decisions for me. And I'm at the point where I'm still vulnerable, because I've been able to have like a whole month, like, let's not have any alcohol, let's just have a break, you know, like January. And I've managed to do that, but then it snuck back in and I've got into the bad habits. The public pressure, and I think looking back now, I don't know why I was doing it, just to maybe make myself, people like me. Isn't that silly? So I've had quite an ongoing relationship with alcohol. I think being isolated, feeling lonely, so I wasn't going out to meet people or have a social drink, just having a glass of wine, but then having another glass of wine in the evening, and then starting when I was cooking the evening meal at 5 o'clock. And I've had this conversation with Paula. I realise now, what on earth was I thinking? And it is how you think about things, isn't it? What did I think? Having a drink was the answer. So she's helping me to come up with a different way. And so we've got down to the point that I actually really do like a nice cold drink. And for me, it's an association of treating myself. I had such an isolated life. In the last couple of years, I've really overwhelmingly felt the urge to have a drink in the morning, and that has never been the case before. You know, I didn't know about this service at all, but only briefly mentioned it to the doctor before, but I'd never had a proper discussion because there were other things that I was trying to resolve. Just like an awakening. It's like, it's the opportunity to talk to somebody on a weekly basis. For me, and the type of person I am, I like to not necessarily meet targets, but you know what I mean? I know there's a goal, and I've got that person then that I'm accountable to. It's because I've realised how dependent I was on it, and I've reflecting back on my behaviours over the last 8 years, and yeah, I was dependent. If I really talk about it more, and even just talking today is helping me talk about it and think about it more, I can associate myself with that person, but I feel so much stronger. And I think that's why I've really needed Paula's help, is to get me to a point where I will be able to withstand things on my own, having had enough of a internal dialogue in my head. I mean, I recognised her voice every time when she'd ring, and yeah, it almost became like a comforting friend. And I'd already anticipated and thought in my head about, oh right, what have I done, and reflecting back already in anticipation of her question. That whole process was really important. So initially weekly was really good, and then when I felt a bit stronger, I would say definitely engage with the person who you're able to talk to and each week, and slowly just think about your own behaviours and share that information with them, because they can sort of highlight some of the issues. That first phone call, you've already made that decision and accepted it's a problem, and exploring that relationship and why, and where are those critical points where you suddenly need to have a drink. And it's okay in the first month of the support to fall down and go back a step. Don't beat yourself up about it. And I want to have a drink, and I've still got those feelings. Well, I feel like I'm steering myself in the right direction. I don't think I've got completely there yet, but each time is I'm feeling better about myself. I just feel, whoever you are and whatever you're at that point, is just make that decision. And however it was, mine was through somebody else knowing about it, but the more you get out and about, and if you see this on social media or whatever, or even if you're living with someone who you think, it's got to find a subtle way of just suggesting, have a go. So yeah, I would implore anybody to just take up this service. So I think this service of a phone call takes away you worrying about people seeing what you're doing, and also not the video thing. They can't recognize you. It's a voice, and it's a friendly, supportive voice that's getting you to think about the important things in your life and how to change them. And yes, you do have to be honest and say how much you've drunk. And that's good then, because they're keeping a record, and then they can say, well, you've drunk less. Even if it's one drink less a week, it's progress.